Streaming! Here we are. Hi everyone. It is time for the weekly live patron mapping stream live streaming map thing. That worked out pretty well. So it's Monday night, everybody, and here we go. This is the I think the third, or I don't know. Anyway, pretty new to this whole like regular weekly patron stream thing, but we're gonna be getting down to a couple maps here, yeah, I think this week is the second Monday stream in a row, so I'll have one more Monday next week, 9 p.m. EST, and I think it's EST. We have a time change coming up soon. We're going to spring forward at some point, but I don't think we're springing forward yet. And then the Sunday after that will be the next one. So we'll stream on the 4th, if all goes according to plan. And then also on, that's March 4, and then Sunday, March 10. Mark your calendars. Go ahead and set yourself a little reminder. Get out your dang old phone and go like this right here. Set a reminder for Sunday, March 10 at 11:30 a.m. Stream today.
Okay, I'll remind you.
It didn't work. It did March 3. I don't know. I'm just gonna... Anyway, you guys know the drill. Do your thing. Okay, Google. Oh, sorry, did I wake your phone up? All right, here we go. Let's get down to the map. My ugly face. Patrick, what's up? My steady attender. Thanks for being here, man. Let's see. I was going to give you guys a little update on some things that are going on the channel before we get down to the map. I will start shrinking myself down while I do that. But yeah, things have been going really well. Good, definitely a good week for the channel. I didn't put out a video this week because I put out 2 in a row the previous week, and I'm sorry, not 2 in a row. I should say I can't multitask well. There we go. I put out a video 2 weeks in a row. And I've not been in the habit of doing that lately. You know, for a while there, I was really steady once a week. But I really am feeling more like quality over quantity, for sure. So I've been doing a little bit less. And really trying to focus on quality. And thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's not quite done yet, but it's very close. So quality over quantity. And that means maybe not getting one out every week. And especially when I'm working really hard on the last 2, I just felt like, okay, need a break. So, yeah, I'll be putting one out this week. I'm working on a script right now, but took a little break and looking forward to getting back to it. I also locked down a new sponsor. I can't remember if I talked about that last week or not, but World Anvil is interested in sponsoring a few more videos over the next few months. So that's really great. Getting that repeat business, which helps. It's looking really good for the possibility. I shouldn't say really good. It's looking better than it was a month ago. I'm feeling more secure in the notion that maybe I can go part-time teaching next year, or even just cut down on a class or 2 to focus more on this RPG thing and map thing. So that's really exciting. So yeah, hopefully things continue to go well, but certainly, you know, getting some more patrons. Got, I think, 3 or 4 more patrons last week, and getting sponsorships really, really helps. I also really want to thank you all for those of you who use the Amazon affiliate links. Holiday season was good. Let's see. In terms of, you know, holiday shopping, people using my Amazon affiliate links. And say hello to my little friend. Now, I had one of these that I've been using for almost a year now. This is a Canon Rebel T7i. It's a DSLR. And I've had one that I've been using for almost a year, but it wasn't mine. It was on loan from school. I was using my work's camera. And thanks to the Amazon affiliate stuff for the last couple months, I was able to purchase my own, and that's really nice because I feel like, okay, yeah, I can bring this back to work now, and people aren't going to go, "Where's that thing?" And that's good. That's positive. um, and yeah, so that's really cool. And investments will continue. Lighting, getting some new lighting soon. Hopefully for a little better home green screen setup. But anyway, that's enough channel updating. Let's get on with the map. Oh, also, headed to Gen Con this year and applied for my press badge last week and secured a bed. So that's good. Con plans for me. Excuse the graham cracker crunching here. Oh, I should move my camera down to my map. Con plans for me are as follows. At Con in June. I think it's like June 28, 29. Then we will be doing, let's see, at Con in June. That's in Tacoma, Washington. Going to be awesome. Then, Gen Con, early August. And then Grand Con, late August, early September. Grand Con is here in West Michigan, and I recently connected with the owner about kind of getting more involved next year. So that'll be really good. Probably going to be doing a map thing there, which will be cool. Okay. Can you place a shadow on the deck under the fallen mast from the hole to the wall? Yeah, I did. It's right here, Patrick. But maybe that's inconsistent. It's right here. But yeah, so I think you're right. I think it would be on the other side. Good call. So what I'm going to mess with here right now is the stairs. These stairs right here are inconsistent with what you see up here. So a friend of mine pointed that out and I was like, yep, I'm going to fix that. Okay. You might notice a color layer here. I tried, and I might mess with this some more. It definitely needs more dynamic range and all that stuff. But I just kind of was like, let's just try a little something here, see how it goes. So there's some possibilities there, but I have that set as a higher patron reward, and like once I get to 150 or something like that, I think 100 it'll become a monthly. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a vote on that. Would people rather have quarterly color or monthly black and white? I don't know. All right, let's see. I got to figure out what shade layer that is. Not that one. That one. Okay, so it's shade 2 copy. Let's fix that right there. I think we need to get on a different shade layer though, because that's a light shade layer. And we need just a little bit like right here. See, this thing I imagine is actually going to be, it's resting there. So it's hardly going to have any shadow right here because it's actually hitting the deck there. It's going to be more like this. So, yeah, close enough. All right, and then we'll erase that right there. Okay. I think what I need to do now is mess with these stairs. For sure. So, what is happening here? I think I need to look up some ships, guys. Look up some ships. Ship floor plans. Sailing, sailing over the some. Rogers Dollies. Okay. This one looks promising. Sorry, you guys can't see this. Let's check it out here. Because I know nothing about boats. Other than, you know, I watched Hook a few weeks ago. That was cool. I like that movie. Okay, let's try, instead of that, let's just do ship RPG map. Because that'll just be better. Floor plans was not bringing up a whole lot of the right stuff. So tiny. All these images are so freaking tiny. Here we go. Here's a Mike Schley. Ooh, it's a flying ship. Good enough. So it looks like the hold is down there. On a lot of ships, I don't know if there would actually be a, like, would the cabin actually connect down to the hold, or the captain's quarters? Would it connect down to the hold? Maybe not. This actually looks like a pretty good model here. Yeah, I like where this one's going. The Scorpion ship. Where is this from? Noble Dwarf Printing. Oh, this is from Elven Tower, I think. Is it? Elven Tower does good stuff. I remember first finding Elven Tower a few years ago and being like, nah, you know, it's okay. But he's gotten way, way better. Really seen a lot of improvement. Really cool to see that. Yeah, so I think this is pretty close to what mine would be. So there's a staircase down, and there's another staircase down here into like the hold, which I like. The cabin on top would be one floor below. The deck would be a second separate room. The cabin on top would be one floor. The below deck would be a second separate room. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think I'm going to go more with this style. I'm not trying to be super realistic. It's kind of a, yeah, a matter of ease at some point. Like, what makes sense with what I've already drawn, so I don't have to redraw a whole lot, and so that I can just kind of make the map I want to. All right, so let's get in here with these clean lines. What we're going to do, I think, is we're going to move this staircase over to the side. And I kind of had this in mind, and I'm glad I found another floor plan that matches it, actually. So I'm not hanging out there alone in La La Land. I'm glad someone else got it wrong with me. Oh, come on. Oh, that's right. Oh, that looks weird. Check that out. We want that one. Yep. Okay, so let's just call this below deck. There we go. Okay. Below deck. Hello. Ah, it's moving. It's just slow. All right, so this would be right here. And then let me deselect that. And then we would actually have our clean lines here. We would have like a staircase going down right here. And we're not going to be all worried about being too perfectly clean and everything. That's not the style of this map, so we're just going to... That's a little too thick, though. So if we're going to roughly put a staircase right here, let's say. That's a little too close to the mast. We'll just kind of do it right here. Sure, and then we'll have a staircase going down here. I think we kind of need to make this a bit of a wall here. Like that. Give the impression that it's not just a minor lip, but it's pretty substantial. And then we'll just kind of go like that, and we'll shade it pretty good Shade. And we'll shade some more. Ooh, shade 2 copy. Get it nice and dark and get this too. So I have multiple shade layers just so that I can, you know, certain things, basically 3 levels of shading, right? Yeah. So it's a little more dynamic. Like on this rock here, you know, you can kind of see lighter and darker shading. Yeah, there's something missing there though. I think I need maybe just a little darker line around the edge, or I think I need to make it kind of look like it's going down more. Okay. I just erased some of my shade. I didn't want to do that. Clean lines. This whole perspective thing, you know, it's definitely a little out of my realm of comfort. Yeah, that's better there. Right there. It's minor, but it makes a difference to me. And then this goes here, but the stair kind of goes, just a tad. And we'll just darken that in all black, actually. Okay, cool. So that's the impression that there's like, okay, there's some stairs going down here. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And then we'll see those stairs coming down here. And that's going to be maybe a little harder, but here we go. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of on the wrong layer here, but oh well. At some point I get far enough in the map where I'm just like, I don't care. Everything could have been on the same layer in the first place, but nope, no railing. We didn't have any railings. There is no OSHA on this ship. Ain't no OSHA on the ocean. And then that looks like it's just getting in the way. At this point, obscuring what I want to see. Okay, so it's not perfect, but I think that's going to be good enough. Now you might think, you know, shouldn't this all be shaded? It's below deck, it's dark, but no, I'm just kind of sticking with a bit of the shade that I did above. And then we're going to see sort of a wall here too, because this other level is raised above. So, and we'll see the same thing right here. We'll just move this hunk of wood. And we'll see this kind of wall there. All right. Something like that. And do a little shading here. And then, yeah, I think we're gonna call it good there for now. And I'm sure I'll circle back and do a little more, but that was the main thing I wanted to fix, was just those steps. Now, in one version, I could certainly put something like, let's see, clean lines. You know, something like this where I go to lower level or to cabin or something like that, you know, and then have like that, and then, you know, to upper level here. But then I'm getting a little too D&D bookish, and I want to make this a nice clean encounter map that, you know, people could print out and use at the table. Actually put some miniatures on it. So yeah, the squares I have here, I believe I was going for 24 by 36. I might have a little bit of work to do in adjusting that. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. getting really close. But yeah, I've got a little work to do in adjusting that. And same with this, like I've got half of that there. So I think I just need to shrink it down a bit. Let's see if I can actually do that right now. Control T. It's loading. Oh man, I've got a progress bar that's going slow. There we go. Okay, so a little more. This is fussy stuff I shouldn't be doing on my Patron live stream. But here we are. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Patrick. Getting pretty nitty in the gritty here. All right, that's really good, actually. And then I need to get rid of a little higher. Just need to get rid of this right over here. I gotta move this too. I've got these weird progress bars on my second monitor that like I can't click on anything. It's not doing what I want it to do. So I mentioned GrandCon. So I met with the owner of GrandCon on Saturday, just to talk and say, hey, what can we do together? And he's just a super cool guy, and yeah, it's, you know, looking hopeful that I can get a little more involved this year, more than just running games. I really would love to do some more like seminar type stuff, and one of them definitely a mapping thing. So I think what we kind of talked about doing is perhaps a mapping session, and then a where I just do a basic tutorial on how to draw a fantasy map for, you know, dungeon masters or world builders who might be into that sort of thing. Sorry, my camera's falling here. Boop. There we go. And then maybe on day 2 have like a more advanced session and like a little map off, like a little contest or something, within the constraints, within this time limits, like who can make the best map, and then, you know, we'll judge them and stuff. I'm not a huge like competitive person. I did a mapping contest a while back, but he mentioned it and I was like, that could be cool. I don't know. That could be cool. Okay. So on this map, we're going to be throwing some labels down. Last week we did the desert. I don't know if I'm in the mood to do labels on a live stream though. So let's maybe head over to our other one that we were working on too. Ralendor, nope. Avalon, I think it's Avalon. Yeah, this be the one. Why does it do this? Where it's like all not full screened and stuff. It's when I load Avalon, and then if I full screen it, it does that. It's maddening. So I have to manually. There's got to be a way. But I don't know it, because I'm a dummy. I'm a Photoshop dummy. Yeah, that's not it. Let's try this. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. I've got the Dragon Prince song stuck in my head. Driving me crazy. Actually, it's really good. Okay, let's close this up here. We're going to hit save on this. That's an important step. We'll close it up to save a little random access memory. Paint Shop Pro. Hey, all good, Patrick. You know, I think it's time to do some coastlines. Oh, shoot. Not buffering. No! some coastline, but I think I start with coastline because I did trees last time. And, you know, I do not have a process for, like, that involves finishing one thing before I move on to the next. Oh, no. Oh, no, not I. Mm-mm. Clean some of this up here. That one just looks bad. What is going on there? Who drew that boat? Who did that? Okay. Maybe a little too phallic. Okay. There we go. So for coastlines, what I generally do is just darken that lower edge a little bit. So for example, this right here would be a little bit thicker than this right here, because the more horizontal the line is on the southern coast, the darker it will be. That's just me. It's generally what I do. I don't see many other cartographers doing that, but it's one of my things that I often do, not always. Really depends on the style of the map in many cases. Cool. And sometimes you can go on the inside, you don't have to always be on the outside. And then these lines generally just look a little too thick, so I'm actually gonna need to get in with my eraser and yeah, sorry Patrick, I don't know. Oh, it says good now, so that's better than bad. My eraser is funky. We don't want shape dynamics on an eraser. Not in this case. Okay. Now will it? Yeah. Okay, so that's better. Make it a little smaller. So like, yeah, some of these lines just got a little too thick on certain parts of the map. So yeah, Dragon Prince. Recommend it. Season 2 on Netflix as of like a week ago or something. And me and the kids are really enjoying it a lot. It's a little slow moving and it's like kind of frustrating. There's only 10 episodes per season. So it's like, I just feel like there's not much happening. Like, we're almost done with this season and hardly anything has happened. But no, there's some stuff. And it just got good story, good lore. Oh, it's great. I'm digging it a lot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the rules are not going to apply as much to that because this is a floating island. If you see me squinting, that's what I do. I'm like, I never really realized I did that until I think I saw it was a Runehammer stream where he talks about spotting. He was talking about like basic art skills. And that is a big one. Spotting. Where you've kind of been zoomed in, you've been working, you take a step back, and you kind of squint your eyes, and you look at it funny. And you see, does it look funny? I don't know. Works for me. I like it. Kind of always done that and never really was conscious of it until he said that. I was like, yeah, I guess I do that a lot. I think it's kind of natural. All right, we'll mess with that more later, but moving along. So it looks like I started doing my wavy lines up there, but I didn't get real far. And this is all just a little too thick here. So let's go in and carve it just a tad bit more in certain places, and that's okay. We can have a little uneven line. That is just fine. Make it look a little more jagged even, maybe. Okay, so that will be a little darker. Will you be casting a shadow? I think I will. Yeah, I think that's what I did actually on Aeronoth. Let me check. I did not on that version of Aeronoth. Now I'm curious. If there is any version of the Aeronoth map where I did that. I feel like I might have done that, and then I felt like, no, I didn't like the look. So it absolutely makes sense that that would be there. But sometimes things that make sense just don't look good to me. So I'll have to play that one by ear once I, shade the water and stuff. Actually, you know what? I think this map is just going to stay black and white. So I'm not going to be, I might shade the water gray or just ask my client, hey, do you want me to just pop some gray into the water or whatever? And I'm okay with doing that. No extra charge because it's pretty quick. I have learned a quick way. Yeah, I just got a little too crazy with the thickness of my pen when I was doing this. So here and there doing some correction on that. But overall, I think it's pretty good. All right. Yeah, well, I think we'll keep it there. He said as he continued erasing. I hear my dog howling. She bays. Oh, dog is driving me nuts lately, actually. Lola, our 12-year-old, no, 10-year-old, maybe almost 11. Beagle mix. She's a mutt. We're not really sure what she's mixed with, but rescue dog, and she can really howl, and I feel like she's getting like maybe kind of dementia or something, because she's just waking up, or maybe she just has to go to the bathroom. That's possible. Waking up at like 6 a.m. and just waking the whole house up, howling. Like going into my kids' room and howling in their room while they're sleeping. It's like we gotta start putting a gate so she can't get upstairs while we're sleeping or something. It's kind of a bummer because it's nice, if she's feeling lonely, she can come up and lay on the floor in one of the bedrooms or something. But that's not working out. John, what's up? Yeah, John. Hey, a new patron shows up. Well, I don't know about new. Here we go. Oasis Shipwreck. John, I'm going to show you the other map we were working on too, just because you're here and you deserve to see it. There's the Oasis Shipwreck. So yeah, that's the first thing we were working on, just kind of messing with stairs and shading and a few other things, and now we are over in Avalondia. So that one is the quarterly encounter map, which should be making its way to the Patreon page in a few different forms. I'll probably do a hex map form, a non-grid form, and a square grid form. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then if anyone has requests for other versions, let me know. Like, I don't know, one with a compass rose and one without. One with labels and one without, maybe? I don't know. That's one I could do. One without that cutaway. People don't want that lower deck cutaway. I'm not sure. Okay, so this here will stay pretty dark, but this right here, a little less so. And this right here definitely staying. And then this right here, we're just gonna carve away quite a bit. Yeah, I like that. And this right here will carve away a little bit too. Ooh, it's hard to carve away a little bit. It's much easier to carve away a lot. Okay. John, what's your name on Patreon? I like to put names with names, because sometimes people have different names. You know, someone will have a different name on Facebook, and then they'll have a different name on YouTube, and then a different name on Patreon. And then we got the Discord. Oh, I forgot to announce again, but yes, Discord rewards now. You can hook up your Patreon account to your Discord account, and then you can get some cool, like, I don't know, your name will be a different color on Discord, which is kind of cool. And I'd like to know too, like, hey, these people are patrons. I'll pay more attention to what you say, patrons. Is that evil? I don't know. I think it's natural. I think it's good. Y'all are ponying up. Deserve to have your questions answered. Wade. Of course, Wade L. I know you. Welcome, Wade. Yeah, I know what you mean. Anonymity. It's one of the benefits of the internet, right? So I totally get that. But thank you for outing yourself to me as Master Wade. Okay, so before I move on with that coast, I should probably wrap up these islands a little bit here. Just kind of. Yep. Okay, that's, excuse me, pretty good. So these circles here, these are going to be, you know, this sort of stuff. That's all going to be out of the picture once I decide on some different kind of settlement markers. Probably going to be my standard city icons that are just kind of like this, where, you know, this is a decent sized city. Something like that. Only much neater. Probably what we'll be doing for those. And then a smaller city would be like a single tower rather than double. And then towns are usually just a little hut type of thing. We gotta darken that in for sure. Okay. This right here just got all a little too thick. Alright, that's going to be good enough, I think. And then this right here. So, if you don't mind me asking, where are you guys from? Patrick, you probably told me before, but I don't remember. Flags. You know, I haven't really used flags. But yeah, I dig it. You know, do you kind of mean like this sort of thing where just going like that? That could work. I like that. It's a little more of like, yeah, an icon. And then, you know, for big cities, you could do like the kind of coat of arms sort of thing. Oh, oh, it's a snake riding a pony. This one's definitely going to be thinner here. Okay. Delaware. Nice, Patrick. Never been there myself. Yeah, I don't know if you ever did tell me that. I used to do those shout outs in the mappening, which I should probably do one of those sometime. Let's not tell anybody our little secret, but we all know the mapping has moved to Patreon. But no, I should probably do a public one because those are fun. Get a gang of people in there and it gets a little crazy. Yeah, and people would tell me where they're from in there. It was always like overwhelming, but really cool. I love it. Just seeing, you know, this hobby that brings so many people together from so many places. It's really cool. Connection across boundaries and borders and seas. Time and space. Minnesota, nice. I have been there. Had a good friend in college from Leota, Minnesota, which was basically like southwest corner. So basically a different state. I don't remember what states there. My geography is terrible out there. Think it would help with the subscriber count? Yeah, maybe. The thing is with the mapping, and one of the reasons I've been hesitant to do it, and this is selfish and maybe bad, but so it goes. Those videos don't get a ton of views. They're really good for the community. There's that. But they don't get a ton of views. They'll, you know. I post a video on a DM tip and it'll get like 10,000 views in a week. 15, you know. Mapping thing, I had this one going crazy. It's up to like 95 now. Posted it 3 weeks ago and it's up to 95,000 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Craziness, right? That will never be a mapping. So I have not seen it draw in subscribers so much, but it is really good for just the community feel of a live stream. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons I wanted to bring it to Patreon, too, because I want to feel that a little more with you all. But yeah, there is that wider community, too, that I value. And mappings are good for that, for sure. Okay. The length definitely could be a factor there. When people see a 2-hour video, an hour-and-a-half video, they're like, no thanks. I do that. I don't know about you guys, but I do that. If I see a video that is, I mean, yeah, and it's not just me. It is absolutely across the board for anyone. And this is why guys like WebDM or Taking 20, they stream games. They'll stream D&D games, but they don't do it on their YouTube channels. Because, there we go, I'm doing the wrong thing. It actually hurts your metrics when you have videos that don't perform as well. And what is going on? Oh, my goodness. Things are breaking. So that actually does hurt your performance on other videos. So that's the selfish, like, shrewd businessman in me. But I mean, then maybe I bring it to Twitch, right? Maybe I do it to that. Or just subject matter. Yeah, it is. Yep, it's a lot of time to invest. No, I mean, the mapping videos do very well in general. So yeah, I don't think it's the subject matter so much. But yeah, the live streams, they just won't do as well for, I mean, pretty much any YouTuber will experience that. All right. Copy it and ghost image it to widen the area all at once. Can you circle and grab the lower half of the island? Copy it and ghost image it to widen the area all at once. Yes. So what I think you're meaning is, like, you know, if I just went like this, for example. Let's just try this. Okay, let's just say I grab this, and now I copy that, paste that, and then I just kind of... Is it working? No. I'm like, is it moving? Like that. So yeah, I can do that, but I actually dislike it. It's way faster. I just like the hand touch of it, you know? The hand-drawn feel of it. Get, again, that little bit of variety. That's like, oh, it's not totally equal thickness. It's not totally uniform, right? It's got a little bit of, like this stuff, how it's just kind of like, to me, that time is worth it. But, yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not after all. It's slow going, but I enjoy making things look the way I want them to look. What is going on? There we go. I think I had something selected somewhere that was screwing me up a little bit. I definitely do use shortcuts. Like you saw me last week, Patrick, copying some trees for sure, you know. And I should have done it better. Because I didn't do my shadows and all that stuff, but oh well. I didn't quite copy enough things. I jumped the gun on my copy and paste. And now I'm paying the price. Okay, let's get our brush in here and do a little of this. So yeah, with Gen Con this year, I've never been to Gen Con, first off. So I'm a little nervous about that. There we go. Press badge, I'm hoping I get, because it'll save me $110. If not, no big deal. Tax deductible. But the bigger concern is just like, okay, how do I manage the craziness of this event? What do I prioritize? What do I do? Do I bring a camera and try to get some interviews? Do I just try to play in some games? Do I run some games? Do I try to hit up some panels? Like, what do I do? Is the question. And I'm not totally sure yet. But I'm leaning toward not bringing a big heavy camera around. Or a tripod and stuff. Just kind of packing light. If I do bring a camera for like that moment where I see Matthew Mercer and I'm just like, Matthew Mercer. Probably won't happen, but you know, just in case sort of things. Be maybe prepared, but not super professional. Just kind of like, hey, I've got my phone here, or I've got a camera with a lens and probably not a mic or something, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I certainly hope to spend a lot of time networking and just kind of meeting people and, you know, making some good connections. I don't know what they'll produce. Maybe sponsorships, maybe, you know, I don't know. But some of that could be cool. And no, the interviews definitely do not get a lot of views. That's the other thing. You know, I interviewed Satine Phoenix last year. That video did terrible compared to a lot of other videos. Like, she's a pretty big name, you know, people like her. And, no, I could post a video on what to copy and paste on your maps and what not to. And that would get more views. But there's certain things that are not about the views for sure. Like, actually, this video I'm posting this week is going to be tips for basically how to make money drawing maps and painting miniatures, probably. And I don't think it's going to do real well. But it's something a lot of people have asked me about, and I just kind of, that's what I want to do. So it's not all about the views for sure. Because that's a pretty niche market. That's, you know, the average person who wants to like go to WASD 20 to draw a map, or yeah, to like learn how do I get my mountains looking better, is probably not looking to like make money drawing maps. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that title, how to make money drawing maps, is just clickbaity enough, right? And painting miniatures. So yeah. Yeah, Patrick. I'm looking forward to it too. I should probably film it someday. No, I actually did a dry run today. Just turned my webcam on and talked. Because what I often find is like I'll turn on my camera and do a video, and then I find like a little while later that I'm like, oh man, I forgot to say this, forgot to say that. Like, or it was just not very polished. It'll require too much editing because I was just screwing up too much or whatever. So I was like, why don't I just record one that I'm not even planning to use, and just do it on my webcam? Who cares about lighting, whatever. And so yeah, that was good. I think I got it mostly figured out what I'm going to say through that process. And yeah, so we'll talk about how, you know, if you want to make maps for money, you should be making maps for free for first. You should just be, not for people necessarily, but just make maps because you like to make maps. That's what I would hope, right? The same is true of lots of things in life. If you want to be a writer, if you want to write novels, start writing a novel. Like, don't just say I want to write novels someday once I get, I don't know. You know what I mean? If you want to, like, I used to want to be a video game journalist. So I wrote reviews. I had a blog, and I wrote reviews. Only a couple. Or I would write reviews on forums and stuff. You know, like I would go to giantbomb.com, and I had a few reviews on there. You know? If you aspire to do that thing, start doing the thing. So that's one, create. I'll give you guys a little more of a preview too. What else can I say? Got about maybe 5 more minutes. I'll work here. Then, you know, how to advertise, how to promote. Social media is huge. You know, get on Twitter, get on Instagram, maybe posting to Reddit for sure, like map making subreddit, the Cartographers Guild. For minis, there's other, you know, forums and sites and stuff. And that's really big. It's just kind of, and maybe having a website, right? So advertising. And then, you know, then you get to the nitty gritty of like, okay, how much do I charge? And So, Wade, from what I've seen, it is not very lucrative to pay minis. I'm sure that some of the big names out there can charge a lot, but the people I've talked to are charging like 10 or 15 bucks an hour. And I certainly go for more on maps. I'd shoot for about 30 bucks an hour. That's just a price that I found. Like that is what it's worth to me. So we all have that price. And so for one guy I was talking to about painting miniatures, it's like, well, it's just, I enjoy it and I want people to be able to afford it. And so that's what I charge. I can't imagine people paying more than 90 bucks for one miniature. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Or more than, maybe it was 30 bucks for one miniature. 90 is a lot for one miniature. But I mean, if you think about the time, that's what you got to consider. It's one little miniature. For me, that's going to be at least 2 hours. And right there, where you're looking at $60 if I'm charging 30 bucks an hour for a paint job on one miniature. And I feel like that's a hard sell. That's just me. I don't know. But there are people out there who charge that. There are people out there probably who charge $100 an hour. Just because it's like, they're the big names. They're the guys who are on YouTube. Some of the big names out there on YouTube. So, yeah. With a map, it's like, I feel like people in some ways are willing to spend more because, I try not to take advantage of that or anything, but I feel like people are willing to spend more because this is often a world that they've been building on their own for a decade or more, right? And now they've finally saved up enough money where they're going to pay someone to really bring it to life the right way. Bring their vision to reality. Whereas with a miniature, I don't know if you have that same level of investment, you know? But there are probably people out there who make a lot more money than I do painting miniatures. So, it depends. Yeah, I mean, it depends on that. Yeah. 30 to 35 was the average eBay sale for my painted miniatures. Oh, that's cool. So you've done some, Patrick. That's awesome. Yeah, and I feel like it's a little different if you're, if someone says, all right, I have this set of 5 miniatures. What will you charge me to paint them? Paint, right? But yeah, I do see pre-painted miniatures once in a while, like, on eBay or something. And yep, they're not cheap. Certainly gonna get so much, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you're gonna get so much better quality than if you would buy pre-painted miniatures that are just like, the factory painted essentially. Yeah, in general, like some of my Paizo, Pathfinder, icons, whatever they are, those were my first miniatures. They were pre-painted, and some of those, like the paint, excuse me, hiccups. The paint quality is like kind of terrible, but in parts of them they're so incredibly detailed. It's like, whoa, no human could possibly do this. It must be a decal or something like that, or else a machine is painting those things. So there's, yeah, I shouldn't say they're all terrible. Some of them have pretty incredible detail in parts, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's true too, Wade. They'll use that map for a longer time than probably a miniature, right? I mean, maybe it's your player character and or your party, and you're going to be using those for years. That could be, but character death is a thing too. And character death is not permanent, necessarily. Doesn't have to be. But yeah, that is definitely a factor I've considered. Is like, I'm putting so much time into this miniature, and then like, yeah. Is it going to be dead soon? Same with character same with character art. I paid a artist to make one for my Provoker's character, Sander Denara. Paid John Pintar. And yeah, at first I was like, okay, I really hope he doesn't die really, really quick, because I just spent some money on that. And so far, it would be totally fine at this point if he died. I think we're on, I don't know. It's been over 10 sessions, I'm pretty sure. So it's like, okay, he could die now. I would not feel bad about spending that money. So, yeah. Well, gents, I'm sorry if this hasn't been the most entertaining of mapping, but I've been enjoying the conversation, so thanks. I hope you have too. I think I better get on out of here and save this thing. Avalon. This week I'll be working on some, or weekend maybe, filling in some terrain and stuff. Definitely call it. Just get a couple of different versions, you know, gridded, non-gridded, hex, and this one right here is coming along. So, yeah, feeling good. Yeah, the coastline is starting to pop for me a little bit now that I've got it a little less even and uniform and darkening that lower edge. I think I do have to thicken up some spots. There's some pretty thin spots on that now that I'm zoomed out. Not spotting well. So, yeah. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed hanging. I've actually got a meeting with a guy about Gen Con right now, so I'm gonna get on out of here and talk to a friend of mine about what I can expect there. So, yeah. Why do I take a bite of graham cracker like 10 seconds before I stop the stream? Why can't I just wait? I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for your support on Patreon. Any of you patrons watching this after the fact as well, you're all amazing. And next Monday, same time, maybe I'll stream here and there, you know, other times, probably on Facebook more likely. But yeah, adios amigos.